If you're a customer of Interactive Brokers outside of the United States of America, this video is for you because I'm going to teach you how to fund your account using a new method that I found out, a secret method. It's actually possible to fund using an ACH transfer in US dollars, using the same details that they give you for sending a wire transfer. Don't ask me how I know, I just tried it and figured it out. This is especially useful for anybody who does online e-commerce business or anybody who potentially receives a paycheck in a certain currency. Let's say you receive your paycheck in US dollars and you're located in Canada or in the UK, and you want to fund those US dollars directly to your brokerage account. How would you do that? Well, 2.5 years ago, I made a video on the YouTube channel. It's this one right here. How to fund your IBKR Canada account with Wise. And I was using Wise and I still use Wise. And that was one way of doing it. You would send a wire transfer directly from Wise to your Interactive Brokers account. As long as you put your IBKR account number in the payment reference, the funds go through and you get them probably sometimes the same day because it's a wire transfer. They settle fast. That used to cost 39 cents per transfer. Now it costs $7.91 per transfer. And also Wise started adding fees. So whenever you receive your paycheck into Wise, they clip you a little piece on that every time. And I'm getting clipped 22, 25 cents a transfer. And then when I get a bigger transfer, they clip you even more. So it's annoying. So I personally switched over partially to a new payment provider named AirWallex, which is only available to businesses. So it's not available for individuals, unfortunately. What I think is really game changing here is that if you have any US dollar account where you have the capability to send an ACH transfer to an account in the US, you will be able to do what I did in my AirWallex account. Have a look at this transfer here. I sent a $5 USD ACH transfer to my IBKR account. I'm gonna blur out the account number obviously, but this is my business account, which matches the name of my AirWallex account. And the funds arrived the next day. $5 deposit was received and it will be credited to your account in 4 business days. There it is, folks. You can send an ACH transfer to the same details that they give you to send a wire transfer. How do you do it? Let's go about it right now. So in your Interactive Brokers account, go to Menu, Transfer and Pay. If you're an institutional account, the menu will look like this, where you go to Transfer and Pay here from the top left corner. So let's say we go to Transfer Funds. I'll click Deposit Funds. I'll click New Deposit Method. I'll select the currency, in this case, United States dollar. Then I'll select the bank wire method, Get Instructions. Now, let me be clear on this. Whatever information you put here regarding the name of the bank, the account number, these 2 fields are important. When Interactive Brokers Bank receives your transfer, they're gonna look at this and they're also going to look at the payment reference that you put in, and they're gonna use that information to validate your transfer to make sure it was legitimate. I would recommend putting the correct bank name of wherever you're sending your funds from. Now, hopefully the bank you're sending from tells you what the name of their institution is. So for example, in the case of AirWallex, the bank they use is called Community Federal Savings Bank. And also Wise does use that bank too. The account number is given to you by them. For example, AirWallex or Wise is gonna give you an account number and you'll put that account number here. And then the nickname, this is just for yourself locally to remember which deposit account it is. Just know that you have to put in the correct number. So let's say I put in Community Federal Savings Bank, because that's the name that Wise or AirWallex would use. I'll put in a deposit amount. I'll just put in 10 and then I'll click Next. This is where they give you the deposit information. This is very important. I'm gonna use AirWallex as an example as to how I configured Interactive Brokers as a payee. I send directly to their Citibank address. So I started by putting in the ABA routing number, which is, by the way, the same routing number they use to accept ACH transfers. And I validated that by searching for this routing number on this website, xc.com, that this routing number accepts wire as well as ACH. I thought it'd be worth a try and it turned out that it worked. So I put Interactive Brokers on a separate browser on the side here just so I can show you this all at once. It's gonna make it easier for me to blur out the info too. So on the side of my sending bank, my USD bank, this is exactly the information that I gave them. When I was programming the recipient, the account name that I put in was Interactive Brokers Canada Inc., because that is their name here. Wire funds to Interactive Brokers Canada Inc. They didn't ask for a beneficiary address, so I didn't put that in. The account type, I set it to checking. The bank routing number, I put in the ABA routing number for the wire. Now, this is where some of you guys might mess up, so listen up carefully here. If you like this video so far, consider subscribing and click the like button. If you click that like button, you're telling YouTube that other people are going to probably enjoy this video. This video contains valid information that somebody else can learn from. You can help somebody else learn something new today just by clicking that like button. I would really appreciate if you can do that. Let's get back to the video. Cheers. You see where it says virtual account number and it gives you this long number here, which includes your Interactive Brokers account number at the end. Click on the I here and it'll give you this tooltip and it'll say that number is a virtual account number assigned to you. It combines the Citibank NA bank account number with your IBKR account number. And it says if your banking platform does not allow letters in the destination bank, which actually AirWallex didn't, please send the funds to Citibank NA account with this number. So just the first part of that bank account number is what I put into the transfer. And then it says include your IBKR account number in the payment reference or for further credit field in your bank's platform. That's what I did. For the address of the bank, I put the address of the Citibank, which is displayed here, because this routing number and account number is from Citibank NA. The last field that I put in the transfer was the reference, the payment reference, which is where you have to put in your Interactive Brokers live account number, starting with the letter U, and then you put in the number right there. I created that transfer as an ACH. It was free to send on AirWallex. Okay, now on Interactive Brokers side, it's very important that you do the following here. So when you created that deposit method, you also created a deposit notification. So I created a deposit notification of my intent to wire deposit 10 USD, and you can see it here. If you don't see it, you go to menu, transfer and pay, and then you go to transaction status and history, and you'll get brought to this page here with all your deposit notifications. So I'm going to click on the notification to deposit 10 USD. I'm going to scroll to the bottom of that and I'm going to click modify. Now, this is very important because a lot of you guys probably missed this and this is why your transfers are getting rejected. If you did it the way I showed you, where you put your IBKR account number in the payment reference from your sending bank, then you also have to put in your IBKR account number here under transaction reference number. You have to put it in right there. You have to. I know it says optional, but no, you have to put it there so that way they're able to match the transfer. Another thing that's going to greatly increase the probability of your transfer succeeding is that the name of the account you're sending from needs to match your Interactive Brokers account name. If the account names do not match, they will reject the transfer. For example, on my AirWallex account, it's my company account name, and my Interactive Brokers account is also set to the same company account name. So the account names match, therefore the transfer is more likely to succeed. You cannot send from a third-party account. They strongly discourage that, they say it, and they don't allow it. Any of these third-party payment providers that offer worldwide bank details, I'll just name some of them. You got Meru, you got Payee, you got Revolut, you got Wise, you got AirWallex, and I'm sure there's many, many more. When you open an account with those, they open it in your name. When you send a transfer, the transfer comes from your name or your business name if it's a business account. Make sure that the sending institution name matches and that your account number matches. These three things should all match, and there's a good chance that they will accept your transfer. So please try this method for depositing your funds directly into IBKR. And if you want to learn more about IBKR, and if you haven't already opened an account, definitely check that out below. And I will see you in the next video. Check out this playlist to learn all about how to use the Interactive Brokers trading software.